Xin Chao, welcome back. Vietnam Crypto Insights. I'm your host with the most, Terrence, long-term crypto enthusiast that relocated to Vietnam some years ago. And whether you're in Vietnam or not, welcome. We glad to have you here. We are one. So join us. Make sure you subscribe. This is where I break down the crypto markets and happenings from the world's biggest crypto hub in the world, Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam, the Electric City. And today's news, it's a juicy one. It's not only is it the BRICs expansion, Middle East chaos, Vietnam's 2026 crypto laws that are soon to be coming into effect. It's the perfect storm for digital sovereignty. And I'm going to talk about it. But before we dive in, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't, comment below, Team Crypto or Team Banks. Who's winning in 2026? Let's go. Now, I've got a surprise for the 8th comment this week, so don't forget to comment. Make sure you also have a wallet, crypto wallet that is. Okay, let's talk reality. Now, when missiles fly in the Middle East, what's the first things that happen? Banks freeze accounts, Swift gets weaponized, and ordinary people, they're stuck. But guess who's moving money? Crypto users. Exactly. Now let's look at Russia, Iran. They've been cut off from Swift. Crypto is still flowing. And now BRICs is pushing de-dollarization. Vietnam joining could mean huge opportunities for crypto power trade. And boom. And with Vietnam's new 2026 laws coming into effect, we're setting up the perfect storm and an escape hatch from colonial financial system. Comment below if you think that Bitcoin could be Vietnam's secret weapon. Now here's the T. Big powers love controlling money, but Vietnam, we're playing chess, not checkers over here. With BRICs, we could trade in crypto, bypass sanctions, and keep our economy rolling while others get stuck in the SWIFT drama. Facts. China's testing the digital yuan. Russia's got digital ruble. Why can't Vietnam have digital dong? And with our 2026 laws, we're setting the stage for legit crypto adoption. And let's not forget remittances. Over $18 billion flows into Vietnam yearly. Crypto can make that faster, cheaper, and safer. And if you're tired of Western Union's fees. January 2026. Mark your calendars, people. Vietnam's crypto laws kick in and we're going from a gray zone to a green light. Licensed exchanges, clear rules, and hopefully no more rug pull nightmares. And this is huge for startups. Imagine Axie Infinity 2.0, a Vietnam DeFi giant, or even a government-backed stablecoin. So let's break this down. What does this all mean for Vietnam? Joining the BRICs and also implementing a new law coming in January 2026 for crypto. For one, for BRICs, it means economic diversification, reducing reliance on the Western powers, and over-reliance on any one power. It's a multipolar world, so why should Vietnam have to rely on one or two countries for its survival? And that brings me to point number 2, geopolitical balancing. This actually strengthened Vietnam's role in the global South, cooperation, and also give it access to the BRICS new development bank. As for trade and investment opportunities, that means it's easier access to BRICS markets with the emphasis on the agricultural exports to China, tech partnerships with India, potential use of local currency settlements, reducing US dollar dependency. Some of the challenges, of course, is that it risks a little bit of pushback from the EU and the US. But, with the BRICS nations making up over 40% of the GDP of the world, that's going to be a ever decreasing threat. Now, as far as the key points that should be highlighted that we're going to benefit Vietnam as far as the crypto law coming into effect, this is going to be the first comprehensive framework to regulate crypto in Vietnam and blockchain-based assets, defines crypto as property and assets, enable legal protections for the crypto community. Also, there's going to be some stricter KYC and AML rules for exchanges and providers to align with global standards that's going to comply with the FATF. But, if you don't know KYC, know your customer and anti-money laundering procedures, it basically wants you to identify. They want to know who you are. They want to know who you are. They want to make sure you're not a terrorist. Another thing is the taxation. This is probably big for the authorities here in Vietnam, is because they want to be able to tax all of this revenue that crypto people were making. And this framework allows for that. It's a mandatory reporting requirements for large transactions. So there's not a lot of money laundering going on as well. But, if Vietnam government can actually benefit from this as well, hey, more power to them. Also, the legislation also advances some CBDC. Now, I know a lot of people in the crypto community don't want to hear that portion of it, but it might actually enable a more robust influx of money and liquidity into the blockchain space. So that's the double-edged sword that is involved with CBDCs. And another thing, one last thing, is that it allows for the global alignment. It follows trends in the Asian communities, in particular Singapore. But, it might be a little bit more restrictive than the other crypto hubs. But give me your thoughts on this. I actually talked to one of the guys that's actually with the crypto government wing in Da Nang. Talked to him last week when I was up there for a conference. And he's actually highlighting some of the benefits for as far as enterprise. Put that link up on the description or up on the video on the top. But anyway, great synergy between the BRICS Alliance and the new Vietnam law. It's basically going to encourage a lot of more blockchain-based companies to come to Vietnam and allow for cross-border payments between Vietnam and other countries. And it's going to attract a lot of investors. So this is really big for Vietnam and Da Nang and Ho Chi Minh City. I think we're supposed to have a hub here too. So crypto fam, what's the big lesson today? When the world fights with bombs and banks, we fight with blockchain. Vietnam's future, bright, decentralized, unstoppable. And remember, this isn't just about money. It's about freedom, freedom to trade, freedom to innovate, and freedom from outdated financial systems controlled by the colonial powers. So smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't, and give a comment. What do you think about all this? What's your prediction for 2026 for Vietnam? A Vietnam CBDC, $1 billion DeFi project? Let's hear it. And always tune in to us. Thanks for watching. Keep it coffee and crypto, and I'll see you next time.